Royals, Beenie Man and Morgan Heritage taking their show on the road as the King and the Royals.
Oh, I just one king we know now.
Kasongo, yeah.
Now for persons who don't know what's going on, Buju Banton, the artist, was known for the song Boom Bye Bye.
Almost on fish. You see me? Because you know, Satan manipulate your mind and your character.
Obviously, you know, everybody jump up and start talk about things. Foota hype him, come up and make a whole tired. I don't have to listen to what Foota say. If you know, same just talk about this, we just be a darkness.
Someone say, him gone, and him fishy, and the boy a fish. Why? Give me the reason why.
You're gonna have to stick with a regular girl, because obviously you can't manage what's going on here.
Nothing now go on and so damn they got mad girl who love chat and go on like him and somebody for please the internet and pretend on the internet.
You're sick, you need help.
You want more than help, you want dead. You want
Almost on the game because the enemy have my mind. The enemy have my mind are weird.
Things like them, yeah. The things them with them people I say. All of them vlogger your foot type and all of them we chat and ray. All of them we chat and talk of them thinking mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So when asked about the upcoming tour with Beenie Man and Morgan Heritage, where Beenie Man highlight himself as the king and Morgan Heritage as a royal, my people, with that's where Spice is blatantly disregarding Beenie Man, you know, stating that he is the king, my people, and is also stating clearly that she only know of one king and acknowledge one king, my people, and that is the likes of Vybz Kartel. We see where the question was posed to her by the likes of Anthony Miller, my people. Get to me and say, yeah, man, and Spice clearly stated that when it comes down to any form of kingship where I deal with dancehall, it has to be Vybz Kartel. I want to take a listen to what she is saying. I don't know at this moment currently, Spice is being seen as the queen of dancehall. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also click the notification bell. And let's take a listen at what Spice is saying. Check it out.
Like the idea of the King and the Royals?
Vybz Kartel and...
No, the King and the Royals, Beenie Man and Morgan Heritage taking their show on the road as the King and the Royals.
Oh, I just one king we know now. Vybz Kartel.
Say, my beautiful people, that is the likes of Spice, you know. Not sure what are your thoughts and your views on what the likes of Spice is saying. I don't know, last Sumfest, Spice was the one who partake in the crowning of Vybz Kartel. I get to me and say, yeah, man, Mums was a part of that coronation. So, Mums I say right now, you know, any king we fear talk about or represent argument about in a dancehall has to be Vybz Kartel. But I don't know, Beenie Man step out and he is highlighting himself as the king, and him have a couple of shows with Morgan Heritage, and the show, the whole headline of the tour, you know, is headline The King and the Royal. So, you know, when we see how that going. Any thoughts on have, you can leave it in the comment section still. You don't know how the thing going. When it comes down to the likes of Skilly Bang, we just see where the likes of Gotty Bling is, you know, highlighting point blank that when it comes down to Skilly Bang career, him was the one, him and Sharp Bass, who actually stepped forward and gave Skilly Bang the right platform for, you know, shove out him career to prominence. I get to me, I say, he's stating that while people here and there was vicing Skilly Bang, him are the man who make things happen. Take a listen at this.
Was it that you heard a song from Skilly Bang before any of us?
I want to tell you, right. See him brick pan brick.
Okay.
One of my virgin name, OJ Scott. Him send me Skilly song that a brick pan brick.
Okay.
And that was them time that might be about 6,000 views on YouTube.
Okay.
Because Skilly is a man them time, you know, the man that just fight from bare YouTube with him. And just put out. If it catch, it catch. But anyway, you know, when him send me that, I go to Babs and say, yo, you have no link to him, or him say no. So I go find him on IG now. Them time them have about 1,000 followers. So I say, alright then. Try reach out to him, but the number now work. So I say some east side thing on him page. So I say, alright then. Reach out to east side them now. And I say, yo, that song here. I want to run with that song here. That song here. So them come on my yard now and we link up and we talk. And I say, yo, like with that in now, August with that in, we put it out in September. And I said, this I got it by November, December. But you know, them never believe him. I say, but I say, yo, bro, it I got it. Them and at them time they it. And I said, Skilly I got be the biggest thing. And see the right away.
You think you have more to do with Skilly busting than them?
What them do? Them voice him. Because for them through the Skilly there. Remember I told you this before, Skilly was always there, doing his thing. Nobody never hear about Skilly. Until me and my partner, Sharp Boss, take it over. One go.
So I'm a beautiful people. So that I go on for what I go on, you know, that is what Gotti Bling is saying. You get to me? I say, while when it comes down to the likes of Vibes Kartel, you have like many different people where I say them boss Vibes Kartel and so forth. I think it kind of hard for debate a Gotti Bling. You get to me? I say, because while you know Skilly Bang did their east side and you don't know them out there do them thing and so forth. You never really get the major look there in the old dancehall space until brick pan brick me people. You get to me and say you don't know Gotti Bling them actually produce that whole thing there. And if you look into Skilly Bang journey, you would see say, well, that's how the thing actually start pan a major way. You get to me and say, I mean Skilly Bang was there, putting in work and all of that before, you know, but in terms of saying that him boss, that's him with a boss. So at the end of the day, as me say, it kind of hard for contest. I don't know what you need to say still, my people, if you don't look into Skilly Bang career that closely, and I would want to hear one say if that is the case. Saying, and when it comes down to the likes of Kahila, my people, boy, it would have seems as if Mama finally meet her match. You see, it would have see where she seems to be in some form of relationship or fling or whatever it is with a youth from TikTok named Draco, my people. You get to me and say, and the two of them seems crazy alike in my view, my people. You see, normally, the likes of Coco that step online, and you know, basically I say this person a stalker or that person or whatever, or that person or whatever. You know, this brethren where she a rock with at this moment don't seems to give a F about all of that. You get to me and say she a deal with craziness and that them and the reverse a deal with craziness. We have like 2 videos to show now the crashing out them people. This one is with Coco, you know, where she are telling people for screen record and, you know, make the police have it. And my boy just bounce the phone out her, and Anna say, well, you know, analyze, she analyze, so to speak. I want to take a listen at this.
I never behave like what's wrong with you.
Come start talk my mind.
I do all of that in the shower. Behave like what's wrong with you.
Come start talk my mind.
I do all of that in the shower.
I show you say, oh pussy, if none of them see me ball for internet over your God come. I rather pop out with
I never said you need to do that.
I rather pop out with $1 million US, Mr. for my life, and that's why I fling down here again. I make them say pussy at this alone bother me. $1 million US cash more better come.
You can't take a tipsy woman serious. I'm being sarcastic.
Come on for internet and talk about tipsy and sarcastic. You on the internet, don't make me get upset, dog.
They can't get upset because there is people here to protect me.
I don't care, I don't do nothing say they want to protect off your business.
I'm scared of you, I'm afraid of you.
Out of all the people in the world where you bring down and argue on the internet, I
don't bring down nobody, I defend myself.
Well, I'm not going to be the one to go prison for you. Believe me, I'm not going to be the one to go prison for you.
Yeah.
You come like that say you want to show me to the internet because you want to like it.
I never asked, you're the one that begged me to post you. Say that I was hiding you, remember that. I never asked to post you. I don't post my relationship. You know what people I date? I date a lot of people.
A whole heap of girl me fuck too.
Exactly. And I never post them. They always want to be post. Okay? So don't do that. You're talking to Coco the tick, okay? You're not talking to a regular girl. Okay.
It's a regular girl me want. Me want a regular girl.
You're gonna have to stick with a regular girl because obviously you can't manage what's going on here.
Nothing now go on and so damn they got mad girl love chat and go on like him and somebody for please the internet and pretend on the internet.
You're sick, you need help.
You want more than help, you want dead. You want come out of God hurt.
I hope so not screen record this.
I'm telling you.
Screen record it and send it to the police.
Suck out and
say my people that are going for what are going when it comes down to exhibit 1, you know. Get to me and say, and this is exhibit 2, you know, with Draco stating that when it comes down to Kai is nobody. And our TV look like an iPhone 17, my people. You get to me and say, yeah man, so him can't get to play all in PlayStation, pan it and so forth. Boy, I'll be things, my people. Check it out.
You want me crash out? Big old girl. Go crash out and she something. Big old girl. Call up my name. Big old girl. Me tell you all of me girl them. Me ain't want you from morning. Dirty girl. Go suck your man. Hey girl, I want you. Me want you big old girl. And my money. Every dollar we spend on you, my money. Big old girl. I no money. Go suck your mother girl. Hungry belly girl. Come and talk about cruff. You biggest cruff. Hey girl, the TV little suck. Go suck your mother. Never game me can't play for your TV. Girl, you have a good bedroom set, girl. Go suck your mother, dirty girl, and nobody. Hey, girl, me tell you, say, don't me come over here, come get that. Go suck out your mama. Hey, girl, your TV look like me 17. Big old girl, go near out your mama and top, come call up me name for the internet and talk about man people. They make get the mother run left from you at 10. You know your family, them not rate you, know nobody. Go suck your mama.
So yeah, my people, any ideas, me say when it comes on, look like when it come on to the likes of Popcorn and Skilly Bang and certain other ones, them too soft, so you know, she use them as a run over and just come scandal them out on the internet. But when it comes on to Draco, you know, it look like say him are the one with a much fear type of energy, my people. You know, you remember when Alkaline have one song where say two away mother like? It look like that go on some people. But anyways, you can leave the thoughts and comments in the comment section. And when they have for too long, you know, my people, watch what go on. But that's where the likes of Triple X, you know, decided to weigh in on the whole Buju Banton son comment when make him say him almost feel like him with a ton sprat my people and the Boom Bye Bye song bring him back. In this video, my people, that's where the likes of Triple X, you know, take a couple of slides at the likes of Foota hype stating that him not even have to listen Foota hype live, you know, say I be a foolishness Foota hype attack and all of that, my people. Plus, him would go the scientific road, you know, basically diagnosing the likes of Jazeel with autism and all of them something, my people. You get me? I said just to give you a summary of what he was saying, and also would have put some of the blame of Buju Banton foot, say Buju Banton wasn't a good role model as a father. I want to take a listen, my people. You know, it kind of a bit lengthy, but I want to listen to, and I will give my perspective at the end of this whole video, my people.
There's a video that came out, I think it was yesterday, I see it first, with Buju's son. Buju's son up on an interview. And name Jazeel. I'm going to play it because everybody I give them take and a customer and a burn out the youth. One bag of something. And obviously, you know, everybody jump up and start talk about things. Foota hype him come up and make a whole tired. I don't have to listen to what Foota say. If you know what I'm just talk about this, we just be a darkness. Now for the persons who don't know what's going on, Buju Banton, the artist, who is known for the song Boom Bye Bye, you know, real huge reggae artist, big Jamaican artist, one of the pillars, them, one of the foundational artists them in a dancehall. Well, not really foundation, but one of the juggernaut them in our musical culture. Now, we all know that he went to jail and serve his sentence for conspiracy to drug trafficking or whatever it was. You understand? What a lot of us do not understand is that not because people look normal, Nigeria, big up yourself, not because people look normal and functional, that doesn't automatically mean that we are right, or we fully there. I am not a psychiatrist, I am not a psychologist, I am not. However, down to the blind, can say, Marsha, big up yourself, down to the blind, can say, Buju's son is not the most cohesive or collective individual. Down to the blindness, somebody can see. Say Buju's son is not the most mentally dear individual. You understand? I would go as far as to say that Buju's son seems to have a little touch. KK, big up yourself, mama. Buju son have a little touch of the tism. Buju son have a little tinge of autism. I believe that Buju son is artistic. His whole mannerisms from he was younger, the way him behave, the way him talk, the way him speak, the way him articulating words, his facial expression, his movement. Anybody who know him can see say it is obvious that Buju son is artistic. Now, me say everybody on social media now, all of the social media propagandists them and all of the social media commentator them and the people them who have the biggest voice. That's why me I go tell you, me no feel like idiot for have a voice, man. So yes, when you're stupid and when you not read and when you not have understanding and when you're not knowledgeable about something and don't believe that you should be allowed to speak on certain topics on social media. Now, there's a lot of things that I have no knowledge of that I will not touch or I will not commentate on. I won't comment on any at all because I know that I am ill-informed. You understand? And if it's something that I am ill-informed, I will read about it and try to do my best, get my basic understanding. And then when I speak, I am not going to speak as an expert towards the situation. And if I speak on a situation or a circumstance that I am not fully aware of, I am going to say based on my limited knowledge or based on my personal opinion. So make it obvious that it's my opinion and it's not fact. A lot of these commentators, because I am looking at YouTube right now and I see a lot of the vloggers are here. Zane, only for the vlogger them are there. And the vlogger them attack, based on what them attack, there's a whole entire page. Everybody attack about Buju son. Everybody attack about Buju son. Everybody make comment on Buju son. And these persons are not proficient or don't even understand the circumstances that the young man is facing. They have high functioning autism now, which I believe that Buju son is a prime example of high functioning autism. High functioning autism is where you walk normal, you talk normal, or you talk and can engage in conversation. You do well enough in school, like you well enough with math, English, and all them something. However, you can the autism manifests itself in social cues. You understand? Social cues like how you interact, how you talk to people, how you conversate, how you respond to like social stimuli. You understand, like interpersonal relationship, having conversations. You don't understand when you're doing too much, or you don't understand when you're veering off the right path or the path that is socially acceptable. And it is obvious that all of these things, what I just speak about in the high functioning autism have manifested in Buju's son. Case in point for those who don't know. I don't know if you guys remember when Buju was in jail, was incarcerated. His son was the one who was in charge of Buju's house and Buju's studio. You understand? When the studio was left in his care, he was the one who was running the studio. I think Ayaktian used to voice up there and several other artists used to voice up there. You understand me I say? Jazeel, him start him own like a record label and him own a production and him something. But anybody will know how Buju studio run. Buju studio run under militancy, high level of militancy when Buju was here. You can't just show up at the studio and go through Buju gate. You can't just show up at the studio and go there. You have to be in the inner circle. And Buju never just rent out him studio to anybody. You have to be in the Zane, you have to be in the Buju's inner circle to actually get access to Buju's studio. So everybody you have to be Rasta, like real Rasta. Because Buju was a real practitioner of the Rastafarian faith. So no normal man couldn't come in there come sing a little bugu a song and them thing that couldn't go on. When Jazeel in get in charge, all different type of song a vice down there, all different type. It turn hangout spot, chill spot, man come eat food, man, all them all pork around there, and all them something, they know say them thing there's extremely taboo. Man, they are, and them all crab. Run a Buju studio yard and them thing. When Buju came from jail, when Buju went back to the studio, the first time when Buju got him yard and got him studio. And this is documented all over the internet. Buju throat everybody. I remember in the Bible, for the people who go to school, you know in the Bible when Jesus went to the temple, and when he went into the temple, he saw tax collectors and gamblers and harlots and them something in the temple. And Jesus turned over the gambling table and run out the charlatans them out of it and said the house of God is for the house of God. And anybody that is not of God come out of the house and rebuke them and smite them and run them out of the house of God. That is what Buju did when Buju came back to his studio and saw everything. Buju, there was a picture of Ayaktian on the glass in the studio. And Buju tear it down and say him no want no bow dread in the studio. Him no want no bow dread, no fake rasta. Nothing in him studio. And him tear down the picture of Ayaktian that was in the studio. Run out everybody out of the studio. Run out everybody out of the yard. The man them say breadfruit or roast in the yard. Buju run out everybody. Every mama rasta them run out. Remember that there was a, I don't know if you guys remember a story where Jazeel came out and talked, said Buju beat him up. And his father beat him up. This was the reason why his father beat him up. This was the reason why his father beat him up. Because he might entertain all different type of charlatans in the man studio and do all type of music and thing that would not have something there. Zane. Marcus was running the studio, sorry. Marcus was running the studio. Not Jazier. Yes, sorry, my bad. Marcus was running the studio. Zane and Jazier did it to her. The whole pit did it. And me not talk about Jazier as him. Me not talk about him personally. No. Me just talk. But just give the backstory and how the parenthood or the type of parent that Buju was. Run out the man out of the studio and everything. Beat up his son and whatever. Because his son was going a different path than what he would have expected. Now I make reference to this to say a lot of us believe that being a good parent is providing a roof over our children's head and providing food for them to eat and sending them to school. A lot of us men, especially Jamaican men, especially black men, we believe that the parameters of being a good father provide money, provide shelter, and provide food. Once we do that, we are a good father, we are a great father. And I'm going to state this unequivocally. I'm going to push this with all of my chest. That is bullshit. That is garbage. That is fuckery. The truth of the matter is a lot of women characterize fatherhood as that as well. As just giving money. As just paying your way into parenthood. And that's not how it goes. There's a lot of other factors that you have to cover to actually be a good father. I'm not talk about motherhood, I'm not going to go over this. I'm coming in an argument to the woman tonight. I'm talk to the man then. Being a father does not only entails spending money or doing monetary favor. Being a father, you have to be active in your pitney life. I mean, I'm talking about just being there as a disciplinarian. Because a lot of us, as fathers, we only step in to talk to the pitney them when the pitney them disrespect their mother, or when the pitney them start, or when the pitney them don't get bad. You hear the mother, go on to your father, because I can't manage you. That are the only time the father step in. When the shit already hit the fan. When the pitney already gone down the bad part, or the pitney already start misbehaving at school and the pitney already start backtalking mother, or the pitney already start fight and in a be a problem. That are the only time a lot of the mothers refer to the father to engage his paternal instinct. And 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time, that is already too late. As a father, you have to do it from inception or conception. Being a good father means that you participate in the gestational period of the pregnancy as well. Being there with the mother, going to clinic with the mother, interacting with the mother, sitting with the mother at night, rubbing the belly, talking to the belly from the baby in a belly same way. Resting your face on the belly, showing caring for the mother while the mother is pregnant. Caring, like physically caring for the mother. Ensuring that the mother is comfortable and okay. Putting the mother in a minimal stress environment. Not causing no added stress and strain on the mother of your child while she's pregnant. Father would start from this. Fatherhood starts from there. Most men in our society don't believe that. In our society of Jamaica, we believe, say, you have a girl breed at Portmore. I live at St. Thomas. I have a girl breed at Westmoreland. I live at Kingston. I have a girl breed at Mobile. I live at Clarendon. 7 digits say, how does that change anything? I'm going to ask you a question. If you bake a cake, and you put in all of the right ingredients them in the cake, and you put the cake in a one broken oven or a dirty oven, and you bake a same exact cake in a one good, clean, nice oven, which one of the cake them you think are going to come out better? You feel like the cake will come out in the mash up oven we can't keep a standard temperature are going to come out just as good in the same amount of time as the cake that was in the good oven that was being baked at a constant temperature, fully insulated and unprovoked. Which one of the cake they may think are going to come out better? Cake 1 in the broken oven or cake 2 in the well monitored good oven? 1 or 2, which one of the cake them? Come in please. Because Amanda say, what does it make sense? Does it make a difference with the mother? This just show you, say, the majority of us in a society, we do not understand. We are so uneducated. We do not know the importance of the gestational period or development in the gestational period of a child, the development of a child. You understand me I say? It is just as important as coming out. Studies have shown, many studies have shown that children develop better when the mother is in a comfortable state while she is pregnant. Low stress, low activity, when the woman is comfortable throughout her pregnancies, the child develops better from there. Zin, after the pitney born, it is not the responsibility of the mother alone to nurse the child. I will not talk about nursing as in breastfeeding. I talk about nurse as in to care for the child, to swaddle the child, to cradle the child, to hold the child, to speak to the child, to speak life into the child, to bathe the child, to change the child, pampers and them something there. In a Jamaica, we have a thing where the father get up early morning and go walk the pitney and get the pitney morning breeze. Carry the pitney go seaside and all them something there. The father do them thing there. And we have, in our society, we believe, say, oh, the breeze or the pitney I get, I help the pitney. That is not what it's for. It's not the breeze. It's not the morning breeze that actually benefits the child. It's the time, it's the skin-to-skin contact for the father to the child. It's the bonding. That's what is the important thing. It's not the breeze where the pitney I get out the door, where you walking in the morning breeze. It's not the sun where the pitney I get out the door. It is the bonding. the chemicals, the exchange of chemicals of your pheromones into the child's pheromones. The child mimic his body is mimicking the pheromones that are coming off of you, because the morning is the part when you just wake up, and they say the most pheromones them come out of your body. Zane, I know the sunlight where you get or the morning breeze. That's not it. That's not what it is. I notice them always say the father for that. The baby father for do it. So if it was the sunlight, why it would be the baby father that? If I did the sunlight, no, think about it logically. If I did just the sunlight and the breeze, why the baby father have to go do it? Why the mother? Why it wouldn't be just as important or just as significant if the mother or the auntie or the granny or the grandfather or the brother carry the baby go out the door? Why is it forced or it's pushed for the baby father to do it? It's the bonding, and the bonding between the father and child. It's a part of the nurturing. You understand? Zane, it's part of the nurturing. Now, separate and apart from that, after we fought past infancy and you go, as a father, it's not only about going to work every day and coming home, go lie down and sleep. It's not about going to work and coming home, oh, me tired and me I watch TV. It's about communicating with the child. It's about creating that bond, creating that relationship, creating that sense of dependency, because dependence, so far not about, oh, you have to grow up independent. No, at that age, the child, it's supposed to be dependent on you. And the natural human interaction between you and your child is extremely important. The level of dependency where you can speak to the child and the child can feel comfortable speaking to you and talking about what these are natural signs of development. You as somebody that, because naturally the mother, because if the mother is on maternity leave or whatever, the mother is not working as much as the father, if we're still having a patriarchal household, the mother is going to be at home more than the father. So if the mother is at home more than the father, she's going to always be there with the father, with the child. So a lot of things that the mother might not notice because it might seem normal because she's always there. The father who is not there all the time might pick up on certain behavioral things that the mother don't pick up on. You understand? Like developmental milestones, slurs in the child's speech, extra stare, heightened gaze, light sensitivity, speed sensitivity. All of them something things that the father is supposed to look out for and can understand. This is what I tell you say. One of people understand, you know. You see, going to clinic, prenatal clinic, where the father if you go on them something that is very important. When a man say, oh, maybe your mother go on a clinic and you're there in yard and play a game. And you're there in yard, sit down and a robot a bill a spliff. And you're bridging them go on a road, go and chat, you go and go look at link a next girl. Every time your baby mother go to clinic, you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go as a man. Get the day off. Work out the day off them around the clinic day them, because you know the clinic day them from long time. Go and go sit down. And when the midwife come talk, or the public health nurse come and talk, and I give a presentation, or the student nurse them come and I give them presentation. Sit down and make sure so you look and understand what your role as a father is. Because we as a society have this cookie cutter notion of what man is supposed to be. What we publicize man to be. Champion say, what does this have to do with Buju and his son? Me I go get to it in a champion. But if you're not willing to learn, how you go understand? How you go understand? The truth of the matter is, all of them developmental milestones, as a good father, you're supposed to can pick them up. You're supposed to can understand where your son falls short. And you need to make provision to fix or to help or to steer back your picnic on the right path when you acknowledge these developmental deficiency. Zane, champion, if you're very educated, you'll have more than pick up where me come from. Educated because you can read and write and because you have one degree in a sickness, that don't means you know what it is that I'm talking about. You understand? And it's obvious you don't have a clue what I talk about. It's obvious that the education that you have is divide of the education that I'm trying to render unto you tonight. You understand me I say? So as me I say, if you are an active father, the right way how you're supposed to be, you're supposed to acknowledge and you're supposed to pick up on developmental milestone. Me looking at this right here, so. Zane, me looking at Jazier, Buju's son. It is obvious that Buju was not as active a father that he was supposed to be. It is obvious that Buju did not play the role of a father that he was supposed to play in this child's life. It is obvious that Buju did not play a role in this child's life. Number one, if Buju had played the correct role in his child's life, he would have noticed that his child was on the spectrum. He would have noticed that he had an autistic child. He would have noticed that based on the autism, he would have sought intervention, medical intervention, psychological intervention, social intervention for his child. And it would have prevented this from happening right there. So. Because he would have been able to identify social cues and learn how to express himself better than to express himself in the way that he did on this podcast with the young lady. There is no reason on God's green earth why Buju's son never did forget the necessary things, necessary intervention him do. Buju not poor. You see, this was a poor man's pitney, a broke man's pitney. Would say, okay, boy, the system cause it, and boy, I blame the government for not have enough resources and all them something for the pitney them get. I could have blame the government, whichever government, PMP and JLP, I could have blame the government them for this. But I can't blame. Me cannot blame the government in this situation. Because Buju had more than adequate resources to get his son the necessary help that his son needed. I also blame his mother, or whatever matriarchal figure was in his life. I also blame the mothers, because as a mother, your sister, your son now develop like your other pitney them. Your sister, your son now develop like the other pitney them in him class, socially. Are you not seek intervention for the pitney? World leader goat say making song doesn't mean money. World leader goat. From before them pick me a band. Cause them man about 30 year old. 30 years ago, 30 years ago, in 1995. In 1995 at the peak of Buju Banton career. When him a crossover. Making song don't mean say I make money, but making good song. Zane, we don't talk about a lot of royalties is Jamaican artists, no business about royalties. Royalties no feed artists like Buju, and royalties feed artists like Buju, Beenie Man, Bounty Killer, Mad Cabra and them Monday. A dub plate money. Feed them Monday. And Buju Banton has always been one of the most sought after artists when it comes to dub plate. Big up Bass Odyssey, anywhere go. Big up Bass Odyssey, anywhere Bass Odyssey there. based on this anthem where Buju Banton sing, turn Buju Banton in a sound clash icon. Buju don't have to voice another song for the rest of his life. Buju Banton don't have to go up on the next stage show for the rest of his life. Buju Banton can turn him yard and live off a dub plate alone for the rest of his life. And when I talk about live off a dub plate, live lavishly off a dub plate money for the rest of his life. One Buju dub plate are more than $500 one. And Buju can easily voice 10 dub plate a day. That are $5,000 per day. That are $25,000 per week. See a man say 15 bills for a Buju dub plate. See there? 15 bills and $1,000. You see, me just look on it as 5 bills in the dark. I no buy dub plate. Me want to select that way. Me no business about dub plate. Me no buy it. Me no get it free. Me no want it. So me no buy dub. So me no know the price. So when you not tell me say $1,000 and 15 bills say a Buju dub plate now. Oh my fucking word. So when you not talk about say, and from 1995 up until now, Buju, as every sound man know, from 1995 till now, Buju dub plates have always been in high demand. Plus, Buju been at the show all over the world. Yeah, man, of course, USD, man. We don't talk about Jamaican money. So when you talk and say, oh, the artist might have sung, but he don't have no money. Buju's son needed help. He needed intervention, social intervention from he was younger. This young man is obviously on the spectrum. This young man is obviously artistic. It is obvious, blatant, as clear as day, that Buju's son is artistic. Clear as day, Buju's son is artistic. And the reason why Buju's son was on an interview speaking as loosely as he was speaking is because he does not understand social cues because of his illness. Me listen to him and say, and I understand what him say. He's not gay. I am telling you, Buju's son is not gay. Buju's son has never been touched by another man. Because one do not understand about artistic people. You say children who are artistic. They tell the truth, they don't lie. They are especially, me not even know what you call the process where him have this. But them type of people, they cannot tell lie. It does not, them brain does not function for tell lie. So anything where you ask them are going to tell you how it go. Them now, and it is good because they are honest, but it is also bad because their honesty can come off as disrespectful, or it can come off as hurtful, or it can come off as rude or insolent. So a lot of people interpret it as the child is just being disrespectful. But no, it is the way how their brain is wired. They cannot help it but telling you exactly what is on their mind. They have no filter. There's no filter there. So when Buju's son talk and say, him almost turn Batman, is because the thought came into his mind. So the thought coming into his mind does not mean that he manifested it and he tell you straight. Say no, when him think about the song when him father sing and them something, him say, all right, boom, it is wrong. So if everybody will jump and say, I'm a Batman, and from a man say, I'm a Batman, this me and share say, our society just done some fool. And things like them, yeah, the things them with them people, I say, all of them vlogger, your foot type, and all of them will chat and ray. All of them will chat and attack of them thinking mouth. These things are more harmful to the children and to the next generation than anything else that anybody can say.
So yes, my people, that is the Virgin Triple X playing doctor and stating that from him look pan Jaziel, him can actually diagnose him with autism, my people. I get to me, I say, and you know, ideas, me say, with my view of this whole thing, you know, everybody, no matter which angle they must speak pan, they must speak pan this thing for one specific reason, and because Jaziel is the son of Buju Banton. You get to me? I say that is the only reason why people care about or act like them care about what he says. You get to me? I say, yeah, man, some people may even question how them go about it, because probably if it was somebody else where them not really respect, because a lot of people rate Buju Banton, probably if it's somebody else where them not really respect, and for them child come out and say something like this, fire would have rained down. You get to me? I say, and you would have some people where would have put the blame a Buju Banton foot, like the likes of Triple X. And to me, Jaziel is a grown adult. You get to me? I say, just as how would I see Triple X out there, we're an endorsed purse, and me not think anything wrong with him. Me feel like say, well, him just feel like say, yo, the new style and the new swag, and me have a issue with that, just as how me have a issue with a man coming out and saying that, and me just feel like say that could have just stay by himself. And it's not like Jaziel it just come out and talk a bunch of madness or so forth. I guess him a highlight him journey, and I say, well, this was part of my journey. And of course, him would have know say, well, you know, Jaziel might doing an interview. Nobody now go just watch Jaziel do an interview and so forth, unless there is something controversial, you see it. But you know, to me, the controversy would have come at a particular expense, because you know, once would have say wait a while go on with Buju Banton and all of that, just as how Triple X so that they question how Buju Banton we raise the youth, and I put forward the opinions where him not really sure about. You get to me? I say just speculation, because none of we don't know the type of upbringing where Jaziel have. You know, the most we can say, well, Buju was absent out of him life for a while since him did drop behind bars. But outside of that, you know, now we not concretely sure what type of upbringing Jaziel have. And at the end of the day, as me say, you know, it's like the man might roll off or try to blame whatever himself and mental illness and all of that. And while that can be the possibility, I don't think there is any concrete proof. And as me say, it's an entire interview where the man attack him stuff, my people. I get to me and say it wasn't like even a Lisa hype interview where clearly, you know, that type of something where you see she go off. The one is just a whole of reasoning, and him just got overboard, my people. Me just the only issue as me tell me have with this is me just think say him should have just keep it to himself. All of this when man I put blame here so this and this. So to me it's just total irrelevant. And also the fact that Triple X would have basically a blaze of fire and Foota hype. And, you know, in my view, Foota hype was basically defending Jaziel. I don't think that is right either. I feel like, say, you know, if you have a reason for and stuff, you're not supposed to speculate. You know, I guess if he's stating that Foota hype, I would always have like a homophobic stand. So anything where, you know, sound like the word batty, Foota hype, I go run out and burn fire. However, Foota hype is views wasn't, you know, aligning with burning fire. It was more of defending Jaziel. So Triple X would have been off this, and also off when him stated that Buju left the studio in Jaziel care. You know, Marcus was the one who was running the studio as he was the producer and so forth. But anyways, big up on yourself and bless up on yourself, and as usual, we'll catch you on another one. I'm out.